The White House is furious with some recent hardline comments by newly re-elected Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. And tonight, Netanyahu is backtracking on some of them. KCAL9 political reporter Dave Bryan joins us now with today's developments. Dave.
So the election is over, but the sniping continues, and that's troubling to a lot of people. Ironically, President Obama made a phone call to Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today to congratulate him on winning re-election. And that call came on the same day that Netanyahu seemed to reverse himself on an issue that helped him win another term in office. So where does that leave the relationship between the U.S. and Israel? On the eve of the Israeli election, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu told an Israeli news website that a Palestinian state would not be established on his watch because of the current climate in the region. He had endorsed the concept in 2009, and the reversal angered the Obama administration, which had Palestinian statehood as the cornerstone of U.S. policy. But now, in an interview on MSNBC after the election, Netanyahu brushed off his remarks as campaign rhetoric.
I haven't changed my policy. I never retracted my speech in Bar-Ilan University 6 years ago, calling for a demilitarized Palestinian state that recognizes the Jewish state. And I don't want a one-state solution. I want a sustainable, peaceful two-state solution, but for that, circumstances have to change.
The White House is frustrated by the feeling that Netanyahu is playing politics with the peace process. White House spokesman Josh Earnest called it a cynical election day tactic.
The White House believes Netanyahu cannot walk this back, and this is essentially an irretrievable declaration on opposition to a two-state solution.
Words matter, and that is certainly true in this instance. And because of his pretty clear indication that he's prepared to withdraw from very serious commitments that Israel had previously made to a two-state solution, that does and has prompted us to reevaluate our approach to this matter.
The fundamental DNA of both the United States and Israel is the same.
David Siegel is the Israeli consul general in L.A. We spoke to him outside an event in Irvine about whether the fallout from the Israeli election will sour the relationship between the two countries.
There are considerations that we have to take under account that make resolution of these issues very difficult. It doesn't mean that we don't agree on most issues, and we'll have to work on those issues that we disagree on.
Abdul Barakat is a native Californian of Palestinian descent. He says he welcomes the reevaluation of U.S. policies in the region because he says the Palestinians have never seen the U.S. as being even-handed.
We've long been the enabler of Israel's bullying, of Israel's perpetual war and need for war. Reevaluating the relationship is a healthy thing. It's a good thing. It's long overdue. And it is a necessary step to make genuine progress.
Nathan Diament is the executive director of the Orthodox Union Advocacy Center in Washington, D.C. He spoke to us via Skype about the deteriorating relationship between the leaders of the U.S. and Israel.
We're deeply concerned about this. We would have hoped that now that the election campaign in Israel was over, that the two leaders, President Obama and Prime Minister Netanyahu, would put the political season behind them and be working together constructively on the critical issues that confront both our countries. Frankly, today it seems like the White House is keeping the political season going.
Now, here's what we know about that phone call between the two leaders we mentioned earlier. Obama extended congratulations to Netanyahu for his election victory, but White House officials also told the Associated Press that Obama raised Netanyahu's critical comments about Israeli Arabs being bused to the polls on Election Day, which the White House called cynical. And in a separate statement, the White House stressed the close security cooperation with Israel, but also emphasized the American commitment to creation of a Palestinian state. Sylvia?
All right, Dave, thanks.